Hi, good morning. My name is Adrian Smith. I think most of you know me now. I've presented a few of these TWP-TV. But if you don't, I'm one of the tutors and assessors with Training Premier, working with the apprenticeship that has started back last year and also the current ones that started this year. So if you are listening and you're one of those, then I hope you're enjoying things. Hope things are going well for you. If there's any questions, obviously, you can contact myself, Darren, or Duncan regarding your apprenticeship. So what we're looking at today on this recording is the plan do review part of the community activity coach role. This is one of your tasks, one in your apprenticeship, your one file. And it's important, obviously, that we look at this in a way, because you've got to look at barriers, participation to barriers within that unit. You've got to look what's good. Why should we do plan do review, and why should you do that? I'm going to review throughout some of those sessions as well, and what we need to do for good planning, good doing, good reviewing, and good leadership. So a really important unit to think about for you, and make sure that you understand it. It's not one to flick through quickly. The plan do review process, if you do it effectively, which I want to discuss, really does help you focus and achieve your goals in your work and within your apprenticeship as well. And I want to talk a little bit around the apprenticeship on plan do review and how that can be effective for you. There will be a sign-in, so we need to know who's logging into this, and there will be a sign-in box that will be designated to this YouTube TV channel. So it is recorded, so you won't be able to sort of interact and ask me comments as we go through. And obviously it's really important you do subscribe to the YouTube, which you would have done otherwise. I am talking to nobody at the moment, so that will be a little bit weird. So you should be able to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're not going to record today. This is a recording that was previously done by myself the day before for you to watch today. So there won't be any recording today. So apprenticeship focus, community activator coach, plan do review. That's what we're going to be looking at. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Like I said, it is one of your tasks within your apprenticeship. It's important to consider. And we're going to discuss some of the information around that, and also how I wanted to look at this slightly different as well. I want you to think about how we can plan do review effectively for your work that you're doing in the apprenticeship as well. So let's look at all those things. So that's the process: plan do review. You might have seen the process before, you might not. If this is your first time of looking at this process, then it was something that's been used for many years, just to help people think about what they're doing and they can focus to achieve objectives, or to achieve targets, or achieve work in what they do. So planning involves thinking about the aims, purpose and goals of the activity to ensure that it meets the needs of the group. So when you do your planning, whether it's for a coaching session within school, you need to think about actually what am I going to do. Don't just pick up a session plan and run off to the school and think it's going to be great. Not always how it works. Okay, so make sure you plan early. What's my session look like? What do I need to do? How do I do it? The same with your apprenticeship role is that process of, right, I've got 11, 12, 13 tasks that I need to do. I've got 8 weeks to do them in. How am I going to do them? How am I going to break it down? Have a plan. How many tasks are you going to do a day? How many tasks are you going to do a week? How long are they going to take me? And think about that process, and then stick to it. Okay, stick to it. Think about, which we'll come on to, all the environments, all the obstacles that might be in your way, and plan into that into your planning. The doing, implement and adapt activities in response to the individuals, the group, and the situation. So let's look at this in two forms. The doing, when you deliver a coaching session. Okay, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do? And as it says there, how are you going to adapt? There's going to be situations that probably occur, certainly ones that are in that plan do review section are on your tasks, we're talking about behaviour management. Okay, that can all of a sudden, that smooth session plan that you've come is now turned into, actually I've got to take 5-10 minutes out because I need to deal with behaviour. So how are you going to do it? What are you going to do in those situations? And let's go back to your work itself. So you said to yourself, I'm going to complete X amount of tasks. So you're going to complete 3 tasks in 4 days. Okay, all of a sudden actually being called in to do some work, or I need to go do something else. Whatever that may be, you might not have met that do or that plan section that you're going to do. Okay, so again, just on this, which we'll talk about, your review section will cover these. So review and evaluate the activity to ensure maximum learning. So it probably seems a bit weird. Let's break it down again. Okay, so your coaching session. You've come away from the school, you might have had a behaviour issue, you haven't had the right kit for some reason, not enough kit for everybody, people didn't understand the session, or it's a fantastic session, it absolutely went smoothly, there was no problems, which is great. But you still need to review both. Why did it go smoothly? Was it because everything was there for you? The kids behaved, you engaged well with the kids, you know, you had a good rapport, you was in the right positions, you could see behaviour problems happening, you were able to eliminate them before they happened. So again, even though it went fantastic, you need to think about why did it go so good. And the same if it was challenging, it didn't go as well, actually why didn't it? Write all those areas down. Why didn't it go well? Why didn't I have the right kit? Is it because I forgot it? Actually, is it because I didn't plan for enough children? And then also, whether you look at that when you look at your apprenticeship work, why do I need to review my apprenticeship work, you're probably saying? Well, it's because were you effective delivering your apprenticeship work? Did you write it down in a way that was achievable? Did you plan on the planning stage? Actually, I didn't think about that I need to probably get called away from work, or I didn't think about there was some family issues that I need to resolve. So then you look at that plan again after you've reviewed and go, right, now when I plan, I need to take all these things into consideration. So every time you go through this cycle, you should be able to smooth things out and review and get better and better as it goes along. That's the whole idea. If you just go straight into the doing without thinking about it, you've got a bigger chance of not being successful. So let's break this down. Plan, do, review. Planning. I don't. There is a lot of people that will rush into jobs, into coaching sessions without thinking and planning, and it could be because you're going from back-to-back sessions. But planning is really important. Even if you're driving on the way there, just thinking about, right, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? So look at each task and know what you need to do before you start any task. So that can be incorporated into both. When we talk about a task, that could be that session. That's a task. You've got to deliver it. Think about it. Look at it. What am I going to do? Now let's look back at the tasks within the apprenticeship. Read those tasks. How am I going to deliver these? How long is it going to take me? There's guided learning hours at the top of each of the tasks. So that gives you an indication of what you need to do. Also look at those tasks and decide, how long am I going to do? What have I got this week? How am I going to deliver them? Don't just say to yourself, beginning of the week, yeah, there's 11, 12 tasks on there, I should be able to get half of them done by the end of the week. If you're not reasonably going to do it, how do you know you're going to get half of them done? Okay, so read through them, understand them, think about the tasks that you need to achieve, how long it's going to take you, then plan them, put them in your diary, physically put them in a diary, or put them in a notebook, or somewhere where you can see on a daily basis, this is my plan. George Rigby, one of the IQAs, now working from home, he has one of the adhesive whiteboards on his kitchen wall, and he puts up there everything that he needs to do over the week, and he's planned it all out. We have calendars within our Outlook. We plan everything out within those calendars that we need to do and when we can do it. So don't take planning for granted. Spend a bit of time planning and make sure you get it right. and give yourself a reasonable amount of time to complete the tasks. Okay, think about your work schedule and time you can commit to them. Really, really important. But do plan it, do it. Planning works brilliantly, but you still got to do it. So make sure you're prepared and have no distractions, I should say, on there. Make sure you have no distractions. So let's work somewhere that's comfortable. And again, I'm going to reflect this back to coaching sessions. Okay, make sure that when you do it, there is no other distractions around you. You're focused on 25, 30, 31 children. That is your focus. Not your mobile phone, not anything else that's going on, not any other activities that might be going around. That is your focus, those children. All right. Number 3, work through the ones that you can manage easily. So now we are talking about your tasks on the plan, do, review. Make sure you can do the ones easily. Don't start on the hard ones, because if you do that, you'll lose momentum. Get through the ones that you can do easy. Once you've done those, then go back to those hard ones. When you look at that section, those tasks on plan, do, review within the community activators coach qualification, those ones there on behaviour change, leadership, which ones are you strong on, which ones can you do really well, and then those are ones you need to look at. Stick to your times and add in a break. That's again really important. If you're talking about a coaching session and you've got a full day's work, that's what you need to do. Make sure you put in a break. It is about the mental and health well-being. And again, it's the same when you're at home or wherever you are doing your apprenticeship, doing your tasks. Plan a break in there. You need to work. Your brain needs to have a break as well. You will think better if you spend a bit of time away. Note down any questions for you and your tutor that you need to ask as you go along. So when you're doing this topic, just make sure as you go through, don't think, oh yeah, must ask Adrian that, or must ask Duncan that, I must have Darren that. Write it down. What is your problem? What's your challenge? Where are you getting stuck? Or what bit don't you understand? Because then if you write that down nice and clearly and then you talk to them, you won't forget what you need. That plan, do, review within the tasks within the CAC, it also covers these really well in the sections that you need to do. There is a great PowerPoint within this CAC on plan, do, review, and it goes through very similar processes that I'm going through, but it'll talk about behaviour management, behaviour change as well. Review, are you meeting your agreed timelines? So when you're looking at this review, you've planned yourself an hour, 2 hours to complete a task. Actually, it's taking you 2.5 hours. Why? Why weren't you sticking to it? Is it because you were distracted? Actually, did you not calculate how long it should take you? So again, try to understand why that process was there. Is your work meeting the standards? So look at the review. When we say about learner journals, we always say about at least 2 paragraphs within there with some supporting evidence. Does your work meet that criteria or exceed that criteria? Is it good enough? Is it really reflecting your ability when it goes in? What you don't want is it coming back from one of our tutors to say we need some more information, more detail required, because it just adds to your workload. So when you review, is it right? Is it good enough? If it's not, how do I make it better so I'm not going to get these resubmissions? Also, when you review about your environment. Is it suitable for how you're working? Is it the best place? Is it too hot, too cold? Is the television on? Is the radio on too loud? Is family keep wandering through? Go somewhere where you can actually feel comfortable and be able to work without those distractions. So again, review back on your environment, not just on your work and how on your timescales, but also on your environment. Have you contacted your tutor when needed? Don't just sit there and worry about the whole process, thinking, actually, what should I do? How will I get there? Don't really understand this, I'll leave that one. Pick up the phone or text your tutor and just ask them. It will make your life a lot easier. So review that again. Have I been effective? Have I used my tutor effectively to achieve my outcomes? And what challenges have you had, and how did you deal with them? Okay, again, really important, because if you understand what challenges you've had and how you've dealt with them, then you'll be able to move forward more productively. And highlighting those challenges is really important, because again, it's one of those things that, you know, we're sometimes very good at looking at what didn't go so well, but what did go well as well. And if those challenges are highlighted and we know how to improve them for next time, it reduces the chance that we're going to be faced with those challenges ever again. So just think about how we do that. So conclusion, make sure you are planning effectively. Don't just rush into your work. Take your time to read. As you work through your tasks, complete the ones you can effectively, then tackle the challenging ones. Make notes as you come across any questions for your tutor. Make sure you work to your agreed time scale. Review each day what went well, what might need to change to make your working more effective. Most of all, some cheesy quotes for you. I'm not usually one for quotes. I'm not usually one that throws them in and uses them all the time. But I think these ones are sort of reflective within the tasks that you've got. So by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. You might have heard that so many times, but it's so true. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up someplace else, which is also, if you think about it, very relevant. Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? If you don't know that, then you're probably not going to end up in the place that you wanted to. Before anything else, preparation is the key to success. So again, some great quotes, things to think about in what you do and how you do it. I hope that's helped. Again, this is a recording for you, so you won't be able to certainly talk to me while you're watching this, because I'm not live on the line with TWP-TV, but I hope it's been useful to you. When you tackle that unit on Plan, Do, Review, think about some of the things that we've discussed today, which will help you achieve that task successfully and also understand it better. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoy the rest of the TWP TVs, whether they are live or whether they're recordings going forward. I hope they've been of use to you, and stay safe. Thank you.